Watch Dogs 2 continues the hacker franchise that projects a not-too-distant future where no one's data is safe, where your personal information can be exploited at the whim of sinister corporations.
Thanks for the hand.
Citizens of the digital age, welcome. Home thought they could fool you. They sold you a system to monitor your homes. Home is selling your habits. If you don't control that information, someone else will. DedSec has given you the truth. Do what you will.
In the first Watch Dogs, you played as boring white guy vigilante Aiden Pierce, who hacked with a vengeance in a solid but average open world shooter.
Yeah, it was an interesting concept, but it just felt a bit soulless, didn't it? Now, set in a fictionalized version of San Francisco, Watch Dogs 2 does its best to inject a little more life into its setting.
Following the capital sky to forced obsolescence.
For starters, the lead protagonist, Marcus, is much more likable, with, dare I say it, a personality?
You know what I'm thinking? We cut our own version of that trailer. And that car is gonna help us do it.
Oh, but Hex, we don't call him Marcus. His hacker alias is Retro.
Oh, yes, sorry. This time around, you follow a group of heaps elite hackers who have formed a kind of anonymous-inspired organization called DedSec.
Welcome to DedSec.
Marcus's first mission is to prove his mad skills to DedSec by pulling off a righteous hack.
Josh! Okay.
Then he's accepted into the group, a cast of characters that sport a range of quirks from LED headgear to colourful side ponytails.
I'm Satara. This sweetheart is Josh, aka Hot Sauce.
Yo, you're hot sauce? Yo, man, I loved your frat house hat. Real talk. Thanks.
This weirdo's Wrench.
The needs of the many.
And this Casanova is Horatio.
What's up, brother? What's up, man?
It may not be set in the 90s, but there are scenes from this that could honestly have been pulled straight from the 90s cult classic film Hackers.
I was zero cool.
Zero cool. Crashed 1,507 systems in one day. Biggest crash in history. Front page New York Times, August 10th, 1988. Yo, man, this is zero cool! Oh, shit!
That's far out.
There goes MIT.
I'll make it up.
Yeah? How?
I'll hack the Gibson.
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
All it's missing is a rollerblade chase sequence.
Yeah, it's also cringy, isn't it? But you have to hand it to Ubisoft. They've tried really hard to make this relatable. The gang's hideout even sits beneath a tabletop gaming store.
Yeah, and look, I know they're trying to be respectful of geek culture, but just don't talk to any of the NPCs in there unless you want to feel like you're being mocked.
So, I rolled a 12 and just barely made a hit, but it was enough. My paladin was down to 1 life before I was able to heal everyone with a prayer for divine intervention to my deity, Arneson.
That's not even the worst of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the hip new generation's slang word of the summer, coolosity.
Hella cool. Coolosity.
Ugh, cringe. In saying all of this though, you kind of just have to get on board. I mean, compared to Watch Dogs 1, at least this game has character. DedSec is an organization you actually do feel a part of and a sense of allegiance to.
The cops, I said that shit. But cheers to us.
Yeah, you have to embrace the cheese.
Why not? We should probably move on to the gameplay.
Probably.
Watch Dogs 2 follows a GTA-style city map format where you'll follow a series of story missions hacking for DedSec.
You just hit a cop!
As well as a handful of side hacks and tasks to help raise the profile of DedSec and gain them followers.
Started out as just a trickle, then boom. The numbers haven't stopped climbing. This was a good target.
The idea being, once you gain enough followers, you can go after the big bad corporation and take them down.
Better tweak their algorithm, I say.
Already on it.
A refresher on why they're bad: the invasion of privacy on personal data means a health insurance company can track what you eat to raise your premium.
Yeah, or a bank could track your everyday purchases to decide whether they're going to approve or deny you a loan. Most of DedSec's actions are mischievous and will see you stealthily gaining access to properties by bypassing security systems and hacking into servers and so forth.
Then you can have some corporate fat cat unknowingly donate a large sum of money to a charity or something.
Sent and confirmed.
Yo, bitch, it's Bobo Dace.
No.
It's modern day Robin Hood kind of stuff, and it makes you feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah, we criticised the first game for making Aiden out as a bit of a murderer. There are guns in this game. I feel like a bit of a fuss would be made without them. But you are encouraged mostly to just tase guards instead and put them to sleep.
They do wake up after a while though. But given most of these missions are designed around stealth access puzzles, it's more fun to try and take the route with less death, setting proximity traps, and really only getting into a gunfight if absolutely necessary. It's refreshing to have an open world game like this have so many non-lethal options.
Yeah. I also feel like the hacking puzzles have been significantly developed in this sequel, giving you more to do, more complicated ways to try and gain access to objectives. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally. I liked all the connection puzzles. And the fact that half the battle is just getting into the building. There's so much to be exploited. Aerial platforms, suspended platforms, security bots.
Yeah, I love driving those aerial platforms around because as long as you stayed high enough, you wouldn't aggro anything. I mean, are you telling me there's nothing suspicious about this? No one cares, you can drive them around for days. Don't mind me, officer. Nothing to see here.
I think my favourite thing though was this little remote control access device. You're given countless opportunities to use it, sending it through air vents or holes in a fence. Off you go, little guy.
Someone's going to find it for sure. That's going to find it.
Yeah, that was great. And apart from being able to bypass security systems, you can also send it in to steal data for you. Just don't get spotted.
Say that to my face, coward.
Check your corners.
Too late, man. The hacks are already underway. Coolacity.
Stop saying that. In typical Watch Dogs style, you access everything you need for mad hacks via your phone, navigating the city using noodle maps. Car chases, of course, are another big part of the experience.
Stop your vehicle!
Yeah, and the street environment can still be hacked to help you escape the cops by setting traps and messing with the traffic as you're on the run.
All units, suspect is still in the vicinity. Let's find him.
And you have a music player on your phone if you want a sick soundtrack to underscore it.
Music always sets such a great tone for these games, doesn't it? I'm a bit of a 90s punk rock fan myself. Rock out as you tear up the city in a fast car.
See, I disagree. I feel like flashy cars are just going to get you into trouble. All you need is a solid sedan or maybe a hatchback, something to get you from A to B.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Inconspicuous, then pair it with the perfect classical accompaniment for a bit of class. And I'm the same when it comes to threads, man. Keep it low profile. Damn, that's a sensible sweatshirt.
Sometimes I don't think you get the point of these games.
Hey, it's my fantasy.
I thought the AI was good overall. They're still a bit random, getting upset at you for being in their way when you really aren't.
Really? Come on! What the hell is wrong with you people?
But they give the city that sense of living, breathing realness that you want out of an open world game like this.
Yeah, like witnessing a couple have an argument over reading a map, for example.
Jesus, give me a minute.
I'm not trying to stress you out, but can we just ask someone?
You want to read the map?
It's great stumbling across that stuff. Or a bit of sunset yoga, very on trend.
And as you upgrade skills, you also get abilities to single out which NPCs have a fair bit of cash in their bank account for you to steal. Nab that ability, then wander through a rich neighborhood and watch the dollars roll in.
Yeah, and morally you also have access to little bits of info about each NPC as well, so you can make the call as to whether or not you think it's okay to steal from them, if you want to delve that deep.
There are a few elements that feel a bit clunky. Characters still have to do that awkward dance to get into position for a conversation.
It's something, right?
This whole place is something.
At the time of review, the seamless online multiplayer where you can invade other people's worlds and they can invade yours wasn't completely functional, but we did get a few player hacks in.
Yeah, there are some online modes that we couldn't test out, like a bounty hunt scenario, for example, but my favorite is still just those player hacks. They're so exciting. To be going about your business when you're suddenly invaded by another player who starts hacking your data.
Talk to me, Ratio. What's going on? Primate is leeching data from you. Find whoever's doing it before the transfer completes. Look for anyone acting strangely.
It's just thrilling, isn't it? I mean, there could be anyone. Gotta find them.
Yeah, it's great. And vice versa, just trying to hack someone without being spotted. It seems like it should be easy, but then suddenly it's like all the cars in San Francisco are nowhere to be found. And you know when you've been spotted.
And then the cops get involved. Oh, it's tense.
Squad, I'm looking at illegal use of firearms.
So, Watch Dogs 2, a worthwhile sequel, Hex?
I think so. A lot of lessons were learned from that first game, and I think making the sequel a lot more tongue-in-cheek was absolutely the way to go.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the quest storylines were a lot more interesting too. At one point, you even team up with a celebrity who's been taken hostage by a Scientology-style religious group.
Welcome to the 5th level of the New Dawn, and congratulations on your spiritual ascendance.
The way they've tried to parallel our own world is spot on.
Absolutely. I mean, the game is a work of fiction and doesn't take itself too seriously. But it never lets you forget that this level of Big Brother-style exploitation of personal data could be a very real threat one day. I think the game hits the right notes. Not to mention the lead protagonist is African American, which is awesome, and why aren't more games pushing for more diversity? But Watch Dogs 2 even features a trans character. I have to say, hats off to Ubisoft.
Yeah, and you know, the first game really suffered from that hype train that it was on, so I'm so glad this one kind of lives up to that. Obviously, nothing can compete with Rockstar's GTA in the open world arena.
Ready to rock it?
Yes, sir.
But I think the way they've developed the story in this sequel and the implementation of the hacking puzzles this time around sets it apart enough that it doesn't really have to compete. And it is refreshing being in a big open world game that's actually so beautiful and not dirty city streets. So I'm going to give it 3.5 stars.
Bajo, I thought this game was the definition of coolosity. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'll leave up to you, but I'm giving it 4.
That house is built on lies, and it's time for a confession. Man, Open Wounds 3, that is a modern classic.
Classic.